Hi, how are you? It is Thursday, September the 11th. And as you can see, it is a gray day with some rain. It's been like this for the last week, 10 days, on and off. Not like pouring rain, but just enough to get you wet. So pilgrims have been getting their ponchos out or their rain gear, not to become too wet in this weather. Anyway, it's been a while since my last video. Of course, with this weather, fires are out, and what's left is the ashes of the places that has burned out. And of course, the ashes can become a problem if it starts to rain a lot, which means the ashes run down the mountainside and get into water supply and things like that. So I was thinking about that for pilgrims. I think if you are drinking from fountains along the Camino, especially in the areas with a lot of burnt ground, you might watch out for that the water supply is safe to drink. Because if you have ashes and things like that in the water supply, it may be not so healthy to drink. I'm not an expert, but I was just thinking it might be worth some consideration, because usually when you see these fountains or drinking sources along the Camino, it says no potable, meaning it's not drinkable. Usually what that means is you can drink it, but no one has checked that it's safe, but it's probably safe because it comes from the nearest stream, which during normal circumstances is clean. But now with the fires, these streams might have some ashes left in them and might be a problem. Anyway, other things. Ryanair, I don't know if you saw it, but Ryanair has decided to cut down their routes in flying in and out of Santiago. They are blaming, of course, there's a whole political thing going on. They are blaming the AENA, which is the government agency that runs the airports in Spain, and they're saying that it's charging too much. I'm not going to get into it, but Ryanair they're making a lot of money from the local governments paying them to fly to their city, and if the local government decide not to pay them anymore, they decide to not fly there anymore. So it's a little bit of that too, I think. Anyway, but after Ryanair decided to stop flying, they're not stopping all flight, I think. They're just removing their hub, which means there's going to be less flights. After that was announced, Vueling came in and said, we can increase our number of flights. So if you're flying in and out of Santiago the next half year, if you don't find anything with Ryanair, look for a flight with Vueling. Of course, what's happened with the reason that I think people are flying less with Ryanair too now is that it's competing with the high-speed train to Madrid. And one of the routes that Ryanair are closing after now is the Santiago-Madrid route. Of course, sometimes I think even the train can be expensive, but the train, it's a big competitor to the plane. And environmentally, the train is much better, so maybe that's a good thing. Anyway, flying in and out of Santiago can be more problematic, I guess. It depends how many planes and how many seats Vueling adds. But if you don't find anything, try the train to Madrid, and then from there you could fly wherever, or try and get a bus down to Porto. Porto has a lot of direct flights to many major European cities. When I go back to Norway, we always usually go down to Porto with a car and fly from there, there's a direct flight to Amsterdam or to Germany. Anyway, pilgrim numbers. I think we're just passing 396,000, which is up 4.9% from last thing I saw. So it's chugging along. It's busy in Santiago, but it's not crazy busy. It's fine. Don't worry about the crowds. I've heard people walking the Francés saying it wasn't that crowded, it wasn't that busy. no one's complaining about crowds. I think a lot of people are walking in Portuguese. I think it's spread out a lot less on the Frances, more on the Portuguese coastal. I was in Póvoa da Varzim 2 weekends ago with a family just before school started. We did a little escape, and we saw pilgrims walking on the boardwalk there up towards Santiago, but nothing crazy. So you shouldn't be worried about crowds. What else? Yesterday, 2,200 pilgrims. So it seems like the Pilgrim's office can they can handle 2,000. That's fine. I think the biggest number we've had this year is about 5,000 to 6,000, and even that was fine. What else? So we've had some news on the. I'll have you look at the square. By the way, it's just before 1 o'clock. You can see the line there. We've had some on the online store that I run, the Forum store, where I sell guidebooks and things. We've had an issue with the tariffs in the U.S. Not so much with the tariffs itself, because tariffs are fine. It's just that the post office in the U.S. cannot collect the tariffs, which means if we're required to pay it and they can't collect it, we can't ship. So as of now, until things are figured out, I cannot ship anything with the Correos to the U.S. What I've done is I've tried to lower the FedEx shipping prices as much as I can. Of course, it's even more expensive. It's much more expensive than the Correos. Of course, it goes faster, and I would say less probability to lose things with FedEx than with the Correos. But anyway, it costs more. So if you're in the U.S. and are looking to buy something from the store, you could feel free to do so. Just know that it's not my fault that I can't ship with the Correos. As soon as this is all figured out, of course, I will activate Correos again and we'll start shipping with them. What else? So another thing that I've been realizing lately is that now in this new age of AI and running a Camino Forum, which traditionally has depended a lot on traffic from Google. Like you search, usually on the forum I get people that, if you search for Camino Santiago, I think I'm on page 3 on Google, which I don't get a lot of traffic from that search term. But as soon as you start searching for anything more specific, like what's the best shoes or what's the best backpack or any place to eat recommendation on the Camino in León or something more specific, usually the forum comes up as one of the links you can click on. And traditionally people have clicked on the link, visit the forum and read the advice that people have left there. Now, of course, with the AI and everything, as you probably have seen, when you search with Google now, you get that little at the top AI text that pretty much many times, just give you the answer. You don't have to click anywhere to get the answer to your question, which means you don't click to the forum anymore, which means traffic to the forum is going down. And I've been thinking lately, what's one to do? Because of course the answer that this little AI snippet gives you have been many times copied from answers that has been given on the forum. So they're taking the information from the forum and giving it as their own. And then I know there's a little link, usually there's a source you can click back, but no one clicks that link. So anyway, I think the forum is not going to go away. We're going to always be there. It's going to be a good source for real people wanting to get advice from real people. But it's going to be a bit different. Maybe we're going to get less people that are just looking for a quick answer to a question. Those people aren't going to go to the forum anymore. They're probably going to read the AI snippet and then go away. But hopefully we could make the forum a good place where we can have, like we've had with many users, like long-term relationship that you come back to live the Camino online, even though you're back at work maybe and miss it. So just a few thoughts on that. Not sure if you have any good advice or any things that I could do better incorporating or using AI to get more traffic to the forum. Please let me know in the comments. So it's 1 o'clock and it's raining, so I'm gonna go back to the office. Hope things are good where you are. Stay safe. See you in the next one. So in this weather, you need a poncho. I'm going to leave a link in the description for the poncho in case you want to get the Altus poncho, which is the one that most people seem to like.
No tenemos colas y el ticket es más